Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the part 3 of building your JavaScript application. And in the last video, we were covering the use of the variables, how to access elements on the page with JavaScript, plain JavaScript and with jQuery, how to update the styles, with CSS. So yeah, in this video now, I'm going to talk about the if-else statements. It means we are going to run some code in situations where some values are true or false. Okay, so for that, I'm going to just try to explain at least now what is like a true and false values. So a true value is basically something that exists and is different than zero. So for example, I'm going to put in here a if statement. If, and then you put parentheses and you put curly braces. This is like an if statement. It means that if, and this space inside in here, you're going to put some value. And if this value that you're going to put in there is true, we can run a code in here. Let's put in here, for example, now console.log. And I'm going to put in here my code is running. Okay, so let's give it a value in here. For example, I'm going to put in here the value of my color. So let's save this and let's refresh the page. Let's check with the F12. My code is running. So it means that this is true, something that exists. Let's give another example for true. I could create a variable called my test and give it equals to true. So basically we are telling, this is not a string, this is like a special data type in JavaScript called the boolean. A boolean is a data type, like there is strings. This is a string like I showed you before because it's like between these double quotes. We can put something like this, var my number, and we could put, let's say, 2017. So this in here, it's not between nothing, it's a number, it's a data type. So there is data type string, which is all this text that we are putting in here before. There is numbers, we can work with numbers as well. I'm going to show you in some examples after. And there is boolean as well. Boolean can either be true or false. So I am saying in here that my test is true. So if I go in here and I put in here my test, I'm going to refresh the page and it's still running. I could put in here, for example, let's say just true, yeah? And refresh the page, it's still running, yeah, because the value is true. Okay, let's update this value of here for my test. I'm going to put it now false. If I put now false in here, oops, I need to update this. My test. So my test is equal to false now. So I'm saying in here, if my test, and he's going to check what is the value of my test. My test is equal to false. So probably this code now is not going to run. I'm just going to, yeah, I'm going to put a bit of zoom in here so you guys can see better. Let's refresh the page. And look, it's not running anymore, the code in there, because the value is false. I'm going to give you now some other examples. So basically, the value in here has to be true. Let's say, for example, I'm going to give this current year. And I'm going to put in here another variable called last year. So last year is going to be 2016. We can use this kind of test as well. So in here, I'm going to put now, for example, if the current year, which is equal to 2017, is a number, is bigger than last year, oops, I need to put this correct. If you refresh the page, look now in here, my code is running. It means that this piece of code inside is running, okay? So you can use this kind of thing. Look, this is a greater than sign. You could try now, for example, this one, less than. It means that if last year, this is the one, 2016, is bigger than 2017, it's not. You can see clearly that 2000, this is the same that I put in here, 2016 and 2017. This is not true because you can see clearly that, so this is going to become false. So if I refresh the page, it's not running. Great. So now let's put in here something like this, else. So when you use a if-else code in here, this is something like if this code in here is true, it's going to run this code that you're going to put inside these curly braces. If it's not true, you can put something else in here to run. For example, I'm going to put console.log my code is not running. So now we know when something is working or not. Let's refresh the page, and in here it says my code is not running. That's because this value in here was false. So this code in here is not true. So it comes back to this one, else. Okay, let's try now with the assign operators. So in here, for example, when I'm saying var last year equals to 2016, I'm actually assigning a value. Yeah. So if I do, for example, I could put in here, for example, in last year double equals current year. So this is like a comparison operator, you know. It's not just one, it's two equals. So one equal, it means that we are assigning a value. For example, last year is going to be equals to this. But if I use a double equals, it means that I'm comparing one value with the other. Is last year, which is 2016, equals to current year? Let's see. Refresh the page. My code is not running. So it means that this is the piece of code that is running because this is false, you know. Another value for false is, for example, 0. Let's put in here var equals to example number, and example number is going to be 0. Okay, example number. So if example number is true, so it comes in here, example number equals to 0. So if it's 0, it means it's false. The computer takes something like this. If it's 0, it's going to be false, you know. So if you refresh the page, my code is not running. Okay, so now let's check again. So we checked the assign operator, we checked this one, the equals, we checked the double equals, and now let's check the triple equal, like this, for these numbers in here. So for that, it means something like this. I'm gonna put this example number 1, and I'm gonna put in here var example number 2 equals 3. Okay, so if we go in here now to the if, and we're gonna say is example, let me just get rid of this, is example number 1 triple equals to number 2. So basically this is comparing if the values are the same, but also the data type. Because in here, as you can see, example number 1 has a value of 3, but this value is a number. So I'm going to put this is a value 3. I'm going to put a value 3 and data type number. And in here I'm going to put value 3 because it's a 3 as well. But the data type is a string. So if I'm comparing one with the other, this is not going to be true, because although this number 3 in here is a number and this number 3 in string, they both have the same value, which is 3, but they have different data types. So this one in here is a number and this one is a string. So if I try to run this code, my code is not running. But if we are using now just the double equals, the double equals just compare the value. So 3 is 3 and 3 is 3. You know, it doesn't compare the data types. So if I refresh, my code is running. My code is, I'm going to put my code is true, my code is false. So you guys don't get like, okay, my code is true. You see, if you put, let's just recap, like, I don't know if you get lost or not. So if you're going to put 1 equals, it means that you are assigning a value to a variable. If you put double equals, it means that you are trying to compare one value with the other, but you are just trying to compare the values. Look at this example in here. We have example number 1 equals to 3, and example number 2 equals to 3 as well. It's a string because we have these double quotes inside, but the value is 3. So these double equals just compare the value. 3 is 3. I could say the same for, let's say, 10. It's the same, you know. And if you use a triple equals, it's going to check, okay, are these both values the same? Okay, these both values are the same because this is 10 and this is 10. But are these two values from the same data type? This data type in here is a number, but this data type in here is a string, so they are not going to be equals. If I'm going to try to do this, compare, just my code is false. But if I put in here now this one, for example, my code is true because now they are both numbers. You see? Right. So we covered this, how to use the if else. So now we should start using like a really practical example, you know. So for that, let's check, for example, in here. I'm going to update these names in here. For example, let's say Mark, and I'm going to put Zucker. I don't even know the name of the guy. Mark Zuckerberg. Yeah. Okay, let's put this, and I'm gonna put this in here. But first I wanted to do something. Let me just do in here var my location. Var my location. First I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna put the var my location equals to let's say mountain. I think it's correct. Yeah. I'm going to create this variable. Var my location equals to mountain. So I'm going to put really now a really application for this. Sorry, for this if else. I can put in here now if my location is equal to mountain. This is going to check, okay, if my location, oh, let's check what's the value of my location. My location is mountain, and we are comparing it. Is it mountain? Yes. So this code in here is going to run. So what I'm going to do in here, now I'm just going to use jQuery, guys. If you don't mind, I kind of explained already like the difference between the plain JavaScript and the jQuery. So I'm just going to use plain jQuery now. So I'm going to access my hero in here, this hero image, and it's going to be with the class hero container. So I'm going to access this hero dash container. Let me see. Header hero container. Oh, it's the header. It's not the hero container. It's the header. So I want to target the header. This is a HTML element header. You see in here, I'm targeting dot, and then I'm going to put dot CSS, and I'm going to put background dash image, comma, and now I'm going to put the value. The value is URL, and I'm going to put right. I have to put this in here so you guys don't how do I say don't right. Okay, I'm going to put this in here, URL, and the value of the URL is going to be, let's see, I'm going to put this one photo2.jpg. I'm going to put so we are now in the main.js, so you need to go up and we need to go to the image and photo2.jpg. Let's refresh the page. Photo2.jpg. Let me see. Maybe I don't actually need to put this one. Let's see. Right, yeah, now it's fine. Look at this. So now it's a photo of me in the mountain. I don't want to update this yet. Let me just put this back. Okay. So look what I did. I put in here, I created a variable called myLocationMountain. And I said, if my location, the variable that I created, is going to be equal to mountain, I'm going to get my header and update the CSS background image and comma, put the property is going to be image photo2.jpg. And if this code is true, it's going to run this. If not, this is what I'm going to do. Else, if it's not true, I'm going to put this one, the hero. My hero, hero.jpg. Okay, let's refresh. It's still the same. Let's say that now I have in here, for example, beach. If I refresh the page, now it's the beach one. Because in the if else statement, we're going in here and we're going to say if my location equals to mountain. No, my location is equal to beach. So in here we're going to say else, and we're going to do this, update with this in here. You see how easy it is. So basically this is how you can use the if else statements, to update things on your page. Let's say now that I'm going to put this now for Mark Zuckerberg. I don't know if I'm putting this right. Okay, so I'm going to put in here now if first name equals to Mark. I'm going to update this image in here. Let's see which one is it. Okay, it's the call left image. So I'm going to put in here. I'm going to grab the call left image, and I'm going to put the okay, I need to now check in here jQuery access image source. This is just for you guys to see that we don't need to know everything on top of our head all the time. You can just like Google this quickly. Look, we go to Stack Overflow and it's this dot attribute source. So I'm going to put in here dot attribute, and the source is going to be Mark pick. Okay, so if I go in here, I can put the img mark dash pick dot jpeg. Let me just refresh the page. Okay, there's something wrong in here. Let me try to see. This is fine. What's the name? Name of the picture. I go in here and I copy. Oh, I'm so jQuery set as src. So I think this is the one. Right. Okay, I was putting it not correctly. You see, sometimes right. So this is how you set. I'm just gonna get this and copy, paste it in here. There you go. Okay, so now it should be working. Let's see. I'm going to explain this again. Right. Okay. Okay, now it's working. So if I put in here, for example, on the top, first name equals to Mark and last name equals to Zuckerberg, I'm going to say if the first name equals to Mark, I'm going to update this image with the attribute. This is in jQuery. I'm going to access the attribute of this image, the source, with this path that you can get from here. You see, it's inside of my img folder and it's called mark-pic.jpg. And I'm going to get this background image now of Mark poster. So I'm going to put in here mark-poster. Let's refresh. Okay, there's something in here not working well. Let's find out. So this is the header. All right, because this one is a PNG file. This one is a PNG, I think. Let's refresh. Yeah. Okay, so you got Mark Zuckerberg, and where was it, the color? Let's put this to white. Let's refresh. Mark Zuckerberg, you see? Okay, and we need to update something in here for the last name. What was it? My name. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna get this for, okay, so this was ID, or yeah, so my dash name dot text, and it's gonna be first name plus a space plus last name. Let's refresh. Yeah, now is Mark Zuckerberg. So, okay, let's go back to the top. We said if it's Mark Zuckerberg, we go, if the first name equals to Mark, I'm going to update the source of my image to Mark, and the header, the background image, to this. But else, if it's not, I'm going to put the background image to the hero, which is my image that I have in here, and my profile picture to Telmo. I think it's Telmo. Yeah. Let's say that we're going to change this variable now in here for Mark S. So now Mark S, if first name equals to Mark, no, now is Mark S. So, okay, this one is, I need to copy this. I'm not doing things properly. It's gonna be this. This is hero, and this is okay, background. No, this is Telmo, and this is gonna be hero. Let's refresh. Still something not, it's not PNG. This is JPEG. Okay, right. So now it's fine. But look at this. I put in here, if the first name equals to Mark, which now it's not because I put marks, I said I want my image, my profile picture, to have this source, which is going to be this one, and I want my header to be background image, this one. Totally fine. But look, we still have these marks Zuckerberg, and I don't want this. So for that, we're going to say, now we're going to say my first name is going to be equal to Telmo, and my last name is going to be equals to Sampaio. Look, now we don't need to put var before, because we already initialized this variable. So if we refresh the page, look, Telmo Sampaio everywhere. And now if we put Mark, everywhere, Mark background, Mark Zuckerberg profile picture. So basically, that's it, guys. That's it for this video. We covered a bit about booleans, what are the true and false values, how to use a if-else statement, you know, and yeah, I really think that's it for now. If you have anything that you didn't understand quite well, or just let me know in the comments down below. I will try to answer as fast as I can. And that's it for this video, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.